So hello guys, welcome back. In this section, we're going to discuss about the Bootstrap. Okay, we'll go hands-on with the Bootstrap. So I have written a small piece of code which you already know. I've started the HTML here and I have ended the HTML here. I have a head with a title and I have a body with something. Let's get started. With Bootstrap. Let's start with Bootstrap. So here. Uh, on the right hand side I have opened getbootstrap.com, which I told you to open. Which I told you to bookmark this page, right? So in getbootstrap.com we'll you know go to documents page and we'll do the stuff. Okay, so here I'll right click, open with a live server. Okay, I'll click on this and here the page will be popped up. So until now you're going to write HTML code and whatever you edit here will get reflected over here. Fine? Yes. So let's get started. So I'm going to this Bootstrap page and what I'll really do, I'll go to get started page. Okay, to the introduction. Fine. So just give it a minute to load. Okay. So basically what we'll do in Bootstrap, we'll create the classes. Okay. We'll we'll give class equals something. Okay. So class equals something. Basically, these bootstraps are dealing with classes. Okay. So first of all, quick start. So in CSS, copy paste the style sheet link into your head. Okay. Before all other style sheets to load our CSS. So it's nothing. So you just copy this. Here is the copy to clipboard. Okay. Or you can just copy it like this, or you can just press this. Okay. I have copied this. So just copy this and paste it in your head. Okay. Inside the head, you can paste it. Control V or Command V. Fine. Control V on Windows and Command V on Mac. So just save this. Okay. So whenever I go to Bootstrap and I'll reload this page, so there is nothing change. Okay, so you have just added a link here and which is going to the reference over here. So if I really want what this link is all about, just copy this. Okay, paste it. So there is a lot of stuff if we paste the copied link over the um, your browser. Okay, so it's none of our business for now. Okay, but I'm just showing you what's the link all about. Okay, fine. There is a lot of code. Don't worry about all these things. Okay, just close that. So what I'll do, I'll go back to Bootstrap document and inside utilities. Okay, you'll have this text. Fine. So go to text. Here is text alignment. So this is text alignment. Text alignment. Using text alignment, what you can do, you can align the text, whether you want the text to start here or here or here. Okay, you can basically what you can do, you can do the things with the text. Okay, so if you give text start, it will be starting from here. If you give text center, it will be starting from the center, and if you give text end, it will be at the end. Okay, so listen guys, I'm not going to you know explain you all the classes. Okay, so I'll explain you the main content which I should explain you. Okay, fine. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this class. Okay, so before that, um, let me copy this. Let me create a paragraph and let me paste it over here. So basically you should not use the text directly, isn't it? You have to give a paragraph. Fine. So I'll paste it a few times. Okay, the same paragraph I'm pasting so many times. Okay, so go back to here and reload. Yeah, without reloading. There is a live server, right? Without reloading only the page will get popped. So fine. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this class and I'll paste it here. You know how to give class names, right? No, no, no. I have done something. Yeah. So text start. Okay. After that, text center, and at the end, text end. So I have made changes to the second, third, and fourth paragraphs. I mean, first, second, and third paragraphs, but they are present in second, third, and fourth lines. So what I'll do, I'll go back here. Here you can see. Let me increase this. Yeah. The first thing first. I'm sorry. It's in. It's at the start. It's at the middle, and it is at the. I mean, it is at the center, and it is at the end. So if you use these class names, so this will be the. This will look like this. Okay. So let me show you one more thing. Yeah. Let me use this class. Let me see what happened. Let me. Yeah. This is how it looks. Let's start with Bootstrap. If you give the badge, okay, badge busy primary text wrap, okay. So you don't know what's primary, right? Text wrap and primary. So let me show you this. What's all this about? So go to colors, okay. Just go to colors, and here you have something called text primary, text secondary, text success, text danger, text warning. So I have a lot of things here which is doing with these classes. So if you give the class text primary, so it will have this color, okay, the blue. If you give text secondary, okay, it will be in this color, text secondary. So it will be like something which can't be clicked or something like that, okay. It's in this color basically, okay. So if you give text success, it will be in green, I guess, yes, and danger will be red. Text warning would be something like this, yeah. And you can change the background to dark. So this is the background dark, okay, fine. So what I'll do, I'll explain you. This is let me let me. So this is busy primary. Background should be primary. So what's primary? Primary is this color, okay. Primary is this color and it's in background to be primary. So the background is primary, okay. The text wrap means the text would be looking like this and it is in badge, okay. So let me explain you text primary, okay. So let me give this class name would be you know text primary, okay. So what it would be looking like, this text primary, fine. So you can use these all classes, okay, on your own, because you know whenever it's waste of time to show you all this, right? You can do it on your own. And if you see here, text black 50 or text white. So how to use this? So um, let me give this class to be text white, text white. But there is an issue with it, right? If the text is white, if the background is also white, you cannot see here, right? It is here, but the text is looking white, isn't it? It's white, so the background is also white. So what we need to do, we need to change the background. How to change the background? The background would be, sorry, it has went to somewhere, I'm sorry. Yeah, here. So the background would be busy. If you want it to be dark, you can always use busy dark, you know. So this is another class name. You know how to use two class names, right? You can always use the space and you can write another class name to be dark, background to be dark. Okay, so let me go here. Here you can see the background is dark. Okay, the background is dark and the text is white. So text white, background dark. This is something which you can see. So you can play around with these classes. Okay, so these are the basic uses of this. Okay, so here you can see a lot of examples. So text primary, this is default primary text. So the text is primary. Okay, so the primary text would be looking like this. Okay, here there is some styling, opacity and all, and here you can see most color utilities are generated by our theme colors, reassigned from our generic color palette variables. You know, there are so many classes with primary, secondary, success info, warning. Okay, you can look around with these things. Okay, these are just the examples. So why I have shown you this text primary, secondary is because here I have used the badge background to be primary and text to be wrap. Fine. So let me go back to the text. Let me show you some more things in the text. Just give it a minute to reload. It's so slow. Just, yeah, yeah, it's opened. So text start, center, and text no wrap, BD highlight. Okay. So style with 8 rem. So the text should overflow the parent. Okay. So here in the styling we have given the width to be 8 rem. So until O starting from T, it's 8 rem width. So for this width, what it's doing the text to be no wrap. Okay, it's not wrapping the text, but it's highlighting. Okay, so this is something which you can experiment on your own. And here is word break. So you can try this. Yeah, this is another important thing. So whatever the paragraph you give here, whether it's lowercase or uppercase or capital letters or something, so what it will do, it will just uh, show you, even you give the lower uppercase, if you use the class text lowercase, it will show us in lowercase letters. So how is this going to be seen? Yeah, so here I'll write another class equals text uppercase. Okay, so here you can see I have written this in. Let's start with Bootstrap in the combination of uppercase and lowercase letters. But since we have used the class called uppercase text uppercase, all the text has been turned into uppercase. Okay, the same way you can also do the experiment with lowercase. And if you use capitalized text, okay, this one, so this is the default thing. Okay, so whatever you give the text here, the same will be reflected. So you can use this class or you cannot use this class, it will be the default class. Okay, here you can see the font sizes, like for the headings you can see h1, h2, h3 and so on, right? It will give different sizes. The same way for paragraphs you can give the sizes here specified. So fs1 would be the higher size, fs2 would be smaller when compared to fs1, fs3 is smaller when compared to fs1 and fs2. So let me show you fs1 and fs3 classes here. Okay, class equals fs1. Okay, let me copy this and let me paste it here with fs3. Fine, so let me go to here. Here you can see it's the most, I mean it's the highest paragraph, the size, text size, it's text size of fs3, and you have so many text sizes from 1 to 6. Okay, fs1 2 3 4 until 6 you can use. You can do experiment with this too. Okay, so here is something which is again um, again something important. Okay, FW bold, so the text would be in bold. Okay, bolder, you know, it will uh, be something a little difference from bold. Okay, so there will be some text, there will be some text weight added to FW bolder. Okay, this is the normal weight text. This is lighter weight text. This is ultra lighter. This is much more lighter than this, and you can directly convert to italic. You This is the normal thing. So here, if you want, you can use, you can do experiment, but here you can see, if I use this class, this will be like this. If I use this class, this will be so. So in this way, you have to see all the classes in the P. Fine. So if you want me to use something, I'll use bolder. Okay, it will look something good. So let me paste the class over here, and let me see here. Here it is bolder. Okay, and if you want, ultra light, I mean lighter. Okay, I'll use this class also for your understanding. So go back to here, and here it is. Okay, so if you have, if you yeah, we have already used style sheet CSS, right? In CSS it's a bit difficult for us to do all these things, but using Bootstrap, our life would be something easier. Here you have the line heights, you know here he has written paragraph so much, but here you can see this line height 1 without any space in between. This is a smaller line height, LHSM. You have to use LH hyphen SM. So this is the basic line height. LH space, I mean hyphen base. This is the large. This is the large size. So LH hyphen LG. If you use this, this line space would be this. Okay, this is something related to line space. You can give some paragraph, and you can experiment with these class names. Okay, so this is the monospace. Okay, so if you use this class, the font would be something like this monospace font, and reset color, reset link. So this is the text muted. So muted in sense, it will be something viewed like this. This is the ultra light. I have told you something like lighter, right? So it will be looking like this text muted. Fine. Here text reset for the links. Okay, fine. And text decorations. This is something again very important. If you want something to underline, some text to get underlined, you have to use text decoration underline class. Okay, so let me show you this. It's also something very important. So let me copy this. Okay, let me paste it few more times. Okay, so let me remove these class names. So yeah, so if you want to underline, you have to use this class underline. Fine. So it would be text decoration underline. Okay, text decoration underline separated with hyphens. So you will have this thing, you know the underline will be from the middle. you know if you are writing with pen and paper, if there is something wrong, you will get it crossed, right? The same thing here. So you can, this is the line through. Okay, so the text decoration line through, I'm sorry. So let me paste it over here. Okay, so what this two will do, let me remove this class for some time. Okay, so what this will do, this will underline, and this will be something like this. Okay, let me, here you can see this is underlined here, and this is something the underline through. Okay, so these are also something important. We'll sometimes see this type of text, right? So that will be like this. Okay, using Bootstrap classes. Fine. So here is text decoration none, so nothing will be decorated over the text. Okay, so this is the basic link. This is the link href to hash, means the link is referring to the same page, And this is this class. Okay, we haven't decorated it with anything. You can decorate like a line through, so a line will be crossed with this, but it will be a link. Okay, you can use those classes also. Okay, so this is all about text. So what I suggest you, I cannot explain you each and everything. Okay, so you need to go to each and every utility. Okay, so you can see here the flex properties. You have learned about the flexbox, right? The flexbox containers. So here you can see the classes and what it will do, how it will be, the flexbox would be, how it would be, the division class. Okay, this is something flex inline, you know. So here is flex items, flex row, item 1, item 2, item 3. This is the flex from the ending. So if you use the class name, this one, to the whole, uh, division with this class. So this is something would be like this, and this would be flex row from this side. The reverse would be from the end. So you can also see different usages of flex here. You know, it's very beautiful to look. So if you use a normal flex box, you would give some gaps between these, right? So you have to calculate the gaps. You have to give the gaps, or you have to give a class for this which says it to start, it to end, it to middle. I mean, it to the center. But using this type of classes, okay, content between, okay, content around, content evenly. Evenly means the same space from the start to the end. Okay, so this is something around, this between means this is at the start, at the end, and it is in between. To the center means all the flex items to the center. So it's very easy if you use this type of classes. Okay, you have to copy this class and you have to paste it over here. So if you want to use um, flexbox properties for everything, you will be using for the outer division you will be using dflex, and for the inner divisions you will be using this one p2 or something. Okay, this p2s. So this is must. So dflex for the whole division. So inside this you will be having smaller divisions, so you have to understand these things. Okay, so using bootstrap, it's also very easy for us to write about the flex boxes. Okay, to style the flex boxes, this is something which is very difficult for us, right? You have to specify the height for each item, and you have to specify this height separately for the different, you know. So using these classes you can align these contents in such a ways. Okay, it's in center, you can see upper and lower, it's in the middle, you know. So you have so many things. The thing is here you can see, the color, it's half dark and half light. Okay, so it's beautiful to see. You can use these also. Okay, so these are flex items. Basically this will be flex wrap, so you can use this class. So if we use on our own, it would be something very difficult for us to do these things, isn't it? So you have a lot of things to see. Okay, and also for floats we have something like this. Okay, the floats is also very much useful. If you try to uh, float start means it will start at the first, at the end, it is the default thing, none. Okay, so these are something related to floats. And here you can see the shadows is something very, you know important nowadays, isn't it? So the regular shadow would be something like this. It's very beautiful. If you see the larger shadow, the smaller shadow, no shadow means the box. If you want to see how it actually looks, I can show you, because it's something very good to see, isn't it? So you have to play around with these things. Okay, if you want. So let me copy this. Let me first show you. So let me paste this over here and let me show you here. Here is something. Let's start with Bootstrap. You know, there is a very light color you can observe. Let me, yeah, Here you can see the difference, isn't it? A light difference. So this is attractive, isn't it? The regular shadow. So this is something which is really attractive. You can change this. Okay, I'll tell you. This is something rounded and all. So rounded in sense. I'll just explain you. Sorry, class equals. Yeah, here you can see this. So you can see the edges rounded. Okay, you may not actually, you are not able to see, but these are something rounded here. Okay, so what is it saying? It's a shadow with P3 MB5 background to be background body rounded. Okay, so you can change the values, I guess. Yes, by changing the bodies. Okay, I mean by changing these numbers, you can actually, you know make some styles different, by increasing these sizes, by increasing the shadows, the shadow things here. So you can play around with these things. Okay, so regular shadow, larger shadow, so this is dollar box shadow variables. Okay, fine. So these are the colors, RGBA colors. So the large is something point dot 175. So small would be something with black 0.075. uh, we have discussed it in color codings. Okay, so you can play around with all these things. Okay, so flex float, you know position is something which we have already seen. you know um, you can use these classes to know here is the positions. Okay, so this whole thing is a class. Okay, like flexbox. Okay, inside this class, if you give this top 0 start 0, it will go to here. Okay, so top 0 and 0, top 50 start 50, bottom 50 and 50. Okay, bottom 0 start 0, bottom 0 and 0. So this is something, if we use position absolute. Okay, and this is also something very important. Sometimes we'll see this kind of web pages also, isn't it? So for the whole div we'll give position relative. So how is it relative? With position absolute, we'll show the top corners. This top 0 start 0, top 0 and 0, bottom, 0 start 0, bottom 0 and 0. This is from the top 50. Top 50 start 50, this bottom 50 and 50. Okay, this is something and you can also see start 0, top 0, top 0 start 50. So these numbers, right? This 50% 0, this is the end 0. So using these, so if you are using flexbox, you have to press, going to properties, press the grid, and you need to know the numberings. But here this is something really useful if you are using, if you want these kind of things to be happening. Okay, here is the positioning. So the difference between this and this, you can see it's coming something out of the division class. Out of this division, the inner divisions are present, but here, uh, these divisions, the inner divisions are present inside the outer division. So this is something very important also. Okay, if you have some messages, so this is something related to buttons. So we'll see when we see the buttons. Okay, so text visibility, yeah, this is also something which would be good to see. Okay, this nothing. Okay, visible and invisible. So yeah, so what I'll just expect from you, just go to each and every utility, and I expect you to use each and every class on your own, okay, so that it will be very easy for you. So this all about Bootstrap, okay. Bootstrap deals with classes, okay. So the first thing first, you need to go to get started, and you need to copy that thing, and this link, and you have to paste this over the head. Okay, below the head you can paste. So if you have some CSS stylings, so you have to give those stylings below this line, okay. At the top it should be present, okay. After this only you can give any stylings, okay. If you want to use style, okay, you have to use after the link, okay, not before the link, okay. So before anything else you have to give link, this link, okay, for the head. So only using this link you can use the CSS text. I'm sorry, the Bootstrap, you can use the Bootstrap. So after that it's very simple. If you want to do some styling for text, go to text. If you want something about positioning, the flexbox, the displays, colors, borders, background, the background would be something this, yeah. You can it's still loading. So you can go to each and every of this tag over here, and you can very well play with those things, okay. So I expect you to go to each and every utility, and play with the classes. So Bootstrap would be more beautiful when you go to tables and forms, okay. So after applying Bootstrap to tables, it will be something like, you know some magic will be happening over there, okay, which we'll discuss going through, okay. So until then, keep practicing the utilities things, okay. So let's meet in the next lecture.